Welcome to my YouTube channel. If you enjoy these videos, please click the like and subscribe. And if you click the little bell, you'll be notified of future videos. I hope today finds you having a good day and being safe and happy. Unfortunately, this video is the farthest thing from happy that I have ever had to do. This is a video of Letecia Stauch, or Stauch, however you want to pronounce it. She is currently in prison for the murder of the alleged, I don't know if she's been charged yet, maybe alleged murder that occurred on January 27th of 2020. Now, they have some video footage and different footages of, her whereabouts throughout the day, and there's other YouTube channels that will cover all of those details. I'm simply really going to cover this from a very unique standpoint. All right, and we're going to do this with the tarot cards, and I'm going to ask some unusual questions of the cards and gain some insights. And so if you think of any questions that you wanted me to cover, I can do a second video on that, as I'm always excited to hear what your responses are. Unfortunately, this is very tragic, and so prayers go out to the entire family and friends of this young man who was brutally murdered. Look at how his life was cut short, and he was such a cutie pie. This is really the disturbing part about doing videos like this, is dealing with monster people. I don't know what else to call them. So she has some very weird or strange personality traits. And so one of the things that I want to start out in this video, I'm not a psychologist. I don't know really anything about mental illness. It's not my expertise. I'm just a tarot reader. So I Googled psychopath. All right. I just Googled it, and we're just going over it together. That's it. What is a psychopath? According to Google, they have superficial charm. They are intelligent. Okay. So they can be college educated people. They have a poor sense of judgment. All right, so that's a trait that I wasn't really aware of. They don't learn from experience. So they can experience something negative and they just don't learn from it. They have an incapacity for love. Now, they can feel happiness, they can feel sadness, but they don't have any empathy. They lack empathy. So they can never really know what true love stands for. So a lot of them go through multiple relationships, and I believe she did too. They have a lack of remorse. Pathological lying, her name should be in the Webster Dictionary for that. If you start to listen to the YouTube channels on her, it's unbelievable the amount of lies this woman told in the public eye. It's just unbelievable. Pathological lying right there. Manipulative, yep. Blaming others, yes. Excuses, okay. Cold-hearted, and as we said, lack of empathy. So, did she have any of these traits? Most likely she had all of them. I'm guessing she had a good share of them. So, this is her. I want you to take a good look at her face here. Look at the energy of her face, the energy of her eyes. She seems very confident, hand on the hip. She seems very confident here. And then I want you to look at her here, like she's lifeless. But there's something going on in there. See, there's something going on in there. Take a look at this picture. Just read the energy. Read the energy. She's trapped by handcuffs. And does this almost look conniving? Like, I know I can get out of this. They might have me for now, but you know what I'm saying? You can almost feel what she's thinking. They might think they have me now, but I've got a plan. I mean, you can literally see this on her face if you look closely on the body language. So the first thing I'm going to do is use my Haunted House Tarot. This is a Haunted House Tarot, and it's normally the deck I use for murder mysteries, and this isn't really a mystery because they pretty much have her arrested, and it's pointing to a great deal of facts that she may have she will be charged with this. So for right now, I'm going to ask the Haunted House Tarot, what do we have to know? What does your average person watching this need to know about the state that Letecia went to in order to be able to commit the murder, the brutal murder of a child. What has to happen to their mind? What happened to her mind? What happened to, I just don't get this. It's, all of us are sitting here like, WTF, we just don't know. So let's let the cards tell the story. All right. And I'll use a regular deck of tarot also. This is, I believe this is the Knight of Pentacles. And look at how confident he is. Look at how confident he is. Like she actually believed, and I in this picture, look at this body language. See the confidence? See the confidence? Look at the confidence of this card. Yeah. I mean, an air of confidence. Okay, well, that's card number 1. And then what happened? Oh my God. Then she had a plot. Then the plot came. And no one, I don't think she told anyone of the plot. And here she's plotting. She's figured out her weapons. She's figured out a way to catch this Gannon. Here's the moon. This is kind of like crazy, like the full moon. Oh my gosh, I wonder what the cycle of the moon was doing. And I'm not giving her any excuses, but it does make me wonder what phase the moon was on January 27th. Why don't I think of these things when I'm phase of moon on January 27th, 2020? I know I'm Googling this during a, it was a waxing. Okay, so I don't know why I needed to know that. I just Googled it. Okay, it was a waxing moon. Okay, now, here she is. So she knows the weapon. She's plotting. The person, nobody knows this. It's like, I feel like she kept it to herself. The 7 of Swords is sneaky behavior, lies. It's the pathological liar, right? And she saw nothing wrong with her plan to take somebody out in her mind. They're giving, it's a thinking process because this is the sword. Wow. So, oh my God, this isn't even humans. This is like crabs. This is the 5 of Pentacles. So this normally is 2 people outside of some building that's got a tree of life on it and they're suffering. So this is like she viewed Gannon like a bug, like a crab, like this is annoying. Like she didn't even view him as a human. So those of us who are wondering, how could you do this for a little child? She didn't see him as a child. She saw him as like this crab, this creature. He was like a creature. He wasn't a child. He was like this creature that's annoying when you've got crabs. Wait, I shouldn't say that. When you've got, when you like carpenter ants, if your house is infested with carpenter ants or something like that, you have no problem extinguishing them, spraying the raid or whatever it is that you think you need to do to get rid of the carpenter ants. And so this is definitely that she didn't view him. She viewed him as an annoyance, not a sweet little boy that he was. Okay, so the cards are being real, and I knew that they would. So she had a psychological breakdown. This is the Tower card. And you see that there's actually a woman in this Tower card. And this is having literally a complete mental breakdown. So bang, she snapped. She snapped. Even though she premeditated, she still had a side of her that snapped. Okay, we'll keep going with this deck and then I'm going to pull out another deck. She wanted fame. She wanted fortune. She wanted people to look at her as if she had great accomplishments in her life. She wanted to be surrounded by things. She wanted the focus to be just on herself. Just on herself. She wanted to, everything evolve around her. There's her with the spotlight. I want to be in the spotlight. Here I am with my chandelier. Look at the light shining on me. This is just me. I want to be the spotlight in my own life. Oh my God. This threw me off. This is the curse card. This is a priest like doing an exorcism. Was she possessed by something evil? Oh my gosh, that never even occurred to me. This is doing like an exorcism and she's resistant to it. I mean, I'm sure nobody did that, but this is the card that is like a curse or something possessing her. Let's ask. This is radical readings. We can do what we want. Was Letecia possessed by evil spirits or an evil spirit? Was she possessed? This isn't really a card of possession, but there is something headed toward her. Something is headed toward her. So it's like she wanted her life to be different, and then here is something headed toward her. I don't know what this is. So I'm gonna pull another card and lay it right here because I'm gonna push this up. I want to know what is that. I don't know what that is, that light. The King of Pentacles. She wanted to have the sole focus. It was her hope and dream to have the King of Pentacles, have her be the sole focus. So I don't think he was around as much as she needed him to be around. Not that caused any of this. But this is the King of Pentacles. So this is what she was hoping for, something different in a relationship. Now remember, psychopaths, they are incapable of true love. So they always have short-term relationships, or most of them, probably do, because they don't know how to truly love. So now I also feel like he was watching her. Like the husband was like, she's changing or something like that. So anyway, here's the focus. Was she possessed? That card didn't suggest it, but let me find out, because maybe possession, maybe she was possessed, meaning she had evil thoughts, she had evil thinking, but not really like an actual being coming into her body. So let me just, because this does look like something's headed toward her body, and this could be a being, but this is the Pentacles, so this wouldn't go together. So I'm going to pull one more card. Was she actually possessed by whatever that is headed toward her? That's creepy. We keep getting Pentacles here. So she was like psychologically ill, but this isn't really possessed. So this woman was not really possessed, but she didn't view children like a normal mother would. She viewed children as like they were like this. This is what she viewed children, including probably all of her children were viewed like this. They're just things. They're things. They're not really, because remember, when you're incapable of love, then everybody becomes, a thing, something. And she wanted, they always want to seek this happiness that they can never achieve. All right, so let's put this deck away and let's bring out the Dark Mirror Oracle. And I don't use this ever because this is very dark, but I am going to use it in this video. And I'm going to ask, what do we have to know about Letecia for her to commit a horrendous murder? I want to get a little bit more inside what part of her, took over to do that. Very dark. Don't use this deck for regular readings. It'll scare the crap out of people. Just a warning here. Oh. This is like dual personalities, and there's the moon showing up again. Totally different card. Moon. What do they say on full moons? We've had 2 full moons show up in this reading. Lunacy. Could this be another moon and another moon and another moon? Lunatics, lunacy, craziness. She had 2 personalities. That's interesting. So this leads me to like bipolar or something like this. Today for tomorrow. And let's see what else we have going on here. Masquerade. So she really wasn't who she said she was. What is that in the card? This one's full, and then this one has a shadow, like a shadow to it. I don't know what's going on with that. Masquerade. So she had a monster living inside of her head. Look at that. So look at the look on her face. It's total defeat when the monster takes over. Like you don't even have control of your body. So here she is having control, feeling like she has control over everything. And there's the monster coming out of her head. You can almost see the similarity in the look of this card. Here's the monster taking over, the monster part of her. And boy, that looks like an evil monster in her head. Masquerade. So she wasn't, that goes with this card. When you have multiple personalities, you're not who people think you are. Here's one version of you, and here's another version. Here's one version of you, and here's another version of you. We're getting a definite sign that there were two versions to this woman. One that was very functional, so to speak, functional, and the other that was really not functional. All right, so we're going to go to the, I'm going to go to the Anna Kay deck, and I'm going to say, is there any chance that this woman would ever, on any level, return to a normal type of behavior? Is there any chance that she would ever return to any kind of normal behavior, like what people would think is normal? So in her mind, she thinks, she thinks I'm just like everybody else. Hey, I'm just like everybody else. I have friends, I have this, I have that. She thinks that she is like everybody else, but she's actually in a suffering Six of Pentacles. Oh, so she has put herself in a bad situation. She's put herself as I'm a victim. I am a victim. She's always a victim. So she's always a victim, and the children are burdens to her. The children are burdens to her. See, she got strapped them on. She strapped the kid on her back. So she thinks that she is the Three of Cups, that she can experience happiness in that. But there's this inner victim that's almost like a codependent type behavior from her. The Emperor is control. So, which takes control. All right. So this victim thing is always going to be in control of her. She's always going to be somewhat of a victim. My guess is every breakup was somebody else's fault. Everything that happened to her is somebody else's fault. And there is blame everywhere going on, is what I'm thinking. So I'm going to pull out the regular tarot deck, which I tend to, for cases like this, go to the universal weight, so that some of you might say, well, you used all these dark decks, so of course they're going to portray her as dark. Okay, well, now we've got the universal weight. This is the everyday deck. So what do we have to know? I start again. What do we have to know about Letecia Stauch? What do we have to know about her? Is something from childhood, all right? Something from childhood. She's always in a battle mode in her childhood, always in a fight mode. Like, I'm going to fight. So this could be either she was bullied as a child or she was a bully as a child, right? Look at the weapon there. I'm going to fight. Whatever that is, it's fight mode. So she was in fight mode. She was able to do well in school. So she was able to focus and study in school for education and work. Now, let me tell you, she got fired from a lot of jobs as an adult. At least that's what's out there. And so it might be, that she did well in school, but when it came to work, toward her career, it didn't work out so well. She had anger issues. So she has had anger issues. So even though she could function in school and she could somewhat function in jobs, although she was, fired from quite a few, she had anger management issues. So this woman these two cards, the Page of Swords and the Knight of Swords, mean that she had battle energy. She had rage inside of her, the capability for rage, because that's the sword heading out there to do anything that needs to be done violently in that card. So she had oh, there's the moon. Remember I told you the moon? Remember I said, well, what is this moon showing up? Well, now we actually get the moon card, folks. And that is somebody that's delusional. Delusional, deceptive, a liar. If we bring out the moon card, pathological lying, that would be the moon card. Manipulative, blaming others, lack of empathy, this would be the violent. So we could put a few traits from the list right into the moon card. And when the moon card is next to the Knight of Swords, her state, her history from childhood, like seasoned her mind, or how, seasoned her mind to be deceptive and to then one day commit an act of violence. So these cards are going right along with the other dark deck, you guys. They're going right along with it. Here we got the child on the child. So remember the other cards? She doesn't view children as children. She views them as, maybe nuisances. I don't know how she viewed them. But she was focused only on herself. Here she is. Here I am. Let's focus on me. And my hopes and dreams, by the way. Oh, there we go. Oh my God, that fell on the Knight of Swords. So here, all these are right around the neighborhood of the moon. Sneaky, thinking she can get away with stuff. Remember the woman with the shadows to harm? She's perfectly capable of putting together a plan, the weapons she used, how she's going to sneak away. I mean, she literally didn't even stop and think, gee, this might be wrong. Because, one of the questions I have is, why didn't she just divorce the guy? If she was that happy, why didn't she simply divorce him and move out and start a life of her own? I'm going to ask, why didn't she just move out? Why did she have to murder a little boy? Because she wanted to control she wanted full control of the situation. So this is the hand on the wand. She wanted to have full control over the situation. Oh God, then we got another knight. Both these knights are action. Both of these knights are action based. So she wanted to have the control of the situation. So she was going to control it her way, which was not a healthy way. And by the way, these are the thinking mind. And this is another action-based knight. So what's going to be the future for her? What is going to be, I'm going to actually ask a different deck. What is going to be the future for her, for Letecia? This is Robin Wood deck, in case those of you are wondering. What's going to be the future of her? So this would be Gannon getting justice. So when you get happiness, this doesn't mean she's going to be happy, because that's not going to happen to a murderer. But this means Gannon's going to see justice for his murder. And his loved ones. They're going to see justice. So justice is going to be served. Yep, there would be that for the father and the child, they're going to see justice. So there's going to be justice served. And her future, she's going to be locked up forever. She is never getting out. She is going to be locked up forever, and she is never getting out. So that's her future. And Gannon is up in heaven. And the father is going to see, in fact, I think that he is going to see that she is going to be locked up, restrained, never to be free ever again. So I'm going to ask, is it possible for a murderer like this like what do the spirit guides, if she has any spirit guides, like what happens to your spirit guide when you commit this horrific crime? I mean, surely your spirit guides can't support something like that. So what happened? I told you this is radical readings. This is what I do. What happens to her spirit guides when she, goes AWOL and does this? Death. Oh, look at this. You guys, do you remember the card where the priest was trying to do an exorcism? Look at that guy holding up the flowers to the person on the death card. Death is endings. So this could be that the spirit guides, she's begging for them to stay right there, offering flowers. I'll do anything. And they're leaving. Death, end, death. You're dead to me. They're gone. Like this is like endings. This is big endings. Like we're leaving. We're getting on a horse. We're leaving. And there she is. This could be her with the flowers. Oh, I'll be all nice and blah, blah, blah with her manipulation. And the spirit guide's like gone. So what will happen to her soul? What will happen to her soul? The hermit. She's going to be alone. Oh, that's interesting. She will be alone because no one will be with someone who can create or can do a heinous and horrific crime of murdering a child. No one can be with them. She is destined to be alone, the hermit, alone for the rest of her life. Those are two major cards, by the way. And that's the Ace of Swords. So this is also a card about justice, the sword coming down, justice being done, karma. This is like the high. She didn't take the high path. In other words, the Ace of Swords, she could have taken a higher path in life, but she did not. All right, so I want to ask, a regular set of playing cards. This is just playing cards with pictures of Clydesdales on. I want to just see. Now, these don't have the images on. They're playing cards. But I want to just ask playing cards. I told you there's radical readings. We're going to do weird stuff here. What do these playing cards think about Letecia Stauch, the monster? What do you think about her? It's just a regular playing card. 3 of Pentacles. Oh, it looks like they're in some kind of building, institution. Oh my God. Somebody's got something on their back. Like this is a prisoner. This is in prison. I didn't realize it. I thought this was just like pictures of horses doing things, but this is, somebody has something with a square on their back like a prisoner. She's going to be locked up. This is in a building. She is going to be locked up forever. So the playing cards even locked her up forever. Interesting. All right. That is the reading that I have. If I missed anything, let me know. You know what? I did miss something. I have this deck about UFOs. Not that aliens would even want to address a human behavior like this, but I'm just going to pull one card from this deck because it's all UFOs and aliens, and I'm just going to be interested to see what comes out of it. I don't even know what question to ask. I'm just going to pull one card from this UFO deck. Just any card that comes. There's like a storm going on, and the human being is standing there watching the aliens go down a path. Oh, this is interesting. And he's very old. So she's going to be very old watching all the humans out in the world having fun, and she's trapped behind a rock until she's very old. She's most likely going to die in prison. And really, the aliens could care less, right? They're walking by the human. They probably know the human's there, and like, we don't give an F about you. So this is also saying that the aliens are like, no, don't care about people like that. So, all right, that's the reading for today, and you can leave any comments below on this, and thank you for being a part of my channel. See you on the next video.